breaking down the barriers, really looking specifically about a journey to achievement to the stage 3, but it also encompasses sort of other areas that we would look at within breastfeeding and kangaroo care and other aspects of it. Change. We do need to make change throughout our careers. Some people who will embrace change, others will question change, others are uncomfortable with change and perhaps resist it. We need to embrace those groups of people and lead them towards the change that we're going to be making. I feel we need an organised approach. We need to prepare, lots of preparation, and we need lots of support. And looking at the model on the right, the pyramid model, we need to engage the leaders. It's really important to engage the leaders that have the strength and create an environment of learning and support, and embrace those the full team. To engage the leaders of the nursing, medical, allied health professionals, everybody really needs to be on board to be part of this change and to be able to take it forward. You need to embrace and believe in the project and look at the outcomes, believe in the outcomes. Acknowledge and understand the benefits that we're going to get, and need to create a following. I've found that it's always helpful to have champions who are dotted around and who will help in the teaching and training. Within change and within areas, we will always have people naturally who will be doubting that the change is necessary or change is going to be helpful. A lot of these doubters will follow as the success becomes evident. Very often they're doubting because of uncertainty, because of fear, which is why we really need to empower and have knowledge and training. And the little bubbles give sort of snapshots of the areas that we need really to tackle. Within Princess Royal in my unit, we did have to have a change in culture towards moving forward. The rooming in suite, family integrated care, kangaroo care as routine care and management, and introduced cue-based feeding. What they did was create an environment where parents can stay with the baby 24/7, particularly the rooming in suite, but we would encourage that and support parents within that area. Individualising family needs, total involvement in the care and decisions for their baby. With kangaroo care, making that the norm and default for absolutely all babies. There will be some who will be contraindicated, and we do have a chart which gives a guideline of those that may be contraindicated. But what we encourage is that on the ward round, if there's any doubt or even for reassurance, and again reassurance for the less experienced, is it all right to take this baby out? Will you support me to do this? And vice versa. A very fragile baby who is coming out for skin to skin, if the medical staff know that this is going to be happening, and they feel more reassured that that has been discussed. Cue-based feeding introduced last year. We introduced this really doing a little bit of research, in fact quite a lot of research on the benefits of it. Cue-based feeding, don't have time to go into it in detail, but advancing the number of suck feeds are really based on the baby and on continuous assessment. They're not prescribed as some of suck feeds or tube feeds. Tube feeds are not prescribed at all. The babies, this is mainly for preterm babies, but other babies who will have nasogastric tubes or gastric tubes in situ, and I'm transitioning to feeding breast or bottle. We're supportive in the baby rather than directive. We established feeding as a pleasurable relationship with parents. Eating, meal times, feeding should always be relaxed and pleasurable. Sometimes feeding can be quite tense in, I need to get this baby to feed, I need to, because it will mean the baby will go home. Research has shown that that's not necessarily true. I'm hoping to bring back the stress of carers, parents and staff and the baby in trying to get them to feed, leave it up to the baby, which in turn will decrease parental anxiety. Parents don't feel that if this is a suck feed, they need to get the baby on the breast or they need to get the baby to suck a certain amount. It is all baby-led. Looking at more consistency, less conflicting advice, and because these babies are less stressed, the outcome neurodevelopmentally is improved. Looking at the relationships, we had to think about that and go forward, really acknowledging the role of the parent, partnerships with parents and staff. Staff, medical nursing, AHPs, we have expertise, and building on that, and parents acknowledging the expertise, but a two-way stream. Lots of compassion, care, absolute trust. We need to have absolute trust with the parents and the carers who are helping to look after the babies. Looking, parents are parents, and I feel quite passionate about this. Parents are absolutely not visitors. There are other visitors who will visit their baby, but they are parents. Very powerful is the parent opinion and feedback, so that we know what we're doing, if it's right, what else we can do to improve, and whether the parents are satisfied. So looking at what's the vision of the future and how will the change become routine, I think they're mingled together. And really, we want to improve breastfeeding rates. I think kangaroo care, we want to increase that. That will help breastfeeding rates. Family-centred care, allowing the families to be in the rooming in suite that I mentioned earlier, is an area where parents can stay with their baby 24/7. Generally, these are the babies that are not being monitored, but feeding and growing. But these parents, mothers and or fathers, can come into the rooms and stay there. Parents and caregivers are truly integrated partners. We're looking at cue-based feeding. Again, these babies, we're taking away the stress of trying to make sure that the baby takes a certain amount at a certain time. And although we all kind of vary that and use a bit of intuition to do it, this is standardising it. Cue-based feeding, amongst other aspects, have shown that there may be earlier discharge associated with it. And I think it will become routine if we have measured success and we have parent satisfaction, because that will then come back and be part of our focus. And hopefully that we can all achieve this, though it does take time, but it's very satisfying when we get accreditation for it. Thank you. There we go.